What is up, YouTube? This is Reverend Bob. Today's video is kind of a mixed video. Some people were asking me, Reverend Bob, there's a lot of things going on in the world today. Lack of money, lack of jobs, pandemic, family against family. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. And they have biblical concerns. So I'm going to address that a little bit. And then I'm going to go into some things that are more up my alley. Guys, for centuries upon centuries, and every time that the world encompasses any kind of tragedy on a mass level, people get nervous. They worry about, is there a second coming of Christ? And what is he coming? Is it the devil getting into our social life? What is it? Well, these things have happened throughout history. And every time it happens, humanity isn't always prepared for things like this on a mass level. And when people are not prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially, it really affects us. Affects us hard. And the people who are a little more prepared for things like this try to keep it together. Try to keep our loved ones together and through these hard times. So a quick little story of how I do it. How I try to be well grounded and not jump to conclusions about what I feel is happening. My grandfather, God rest his soul, when I was a little boy, said there'll be tragedies that will come in your lifetime. There will be changes. There will be things that you do understand that are predictable, and the things that are unpredictable. He says, and when the things that are unpredictable come your way, something new for the good of mankind and for the not so good of mankind, you need to look at it in a rational way. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't freak out. Keep yourself together. And remember, love and family is number one. So, I think about what my grandfather went through. He was a young man during the Great Depression. And there was a lot of things going on, financially. Just financially. I mean, it wasn't like, there was a pandemic on this level throughout the world. And they had to figure a way of making it work. Even when they were struggling to wait in lines to get bread, the U.S. currency wasn't worth anything. The U.S. government had to make a new plan to go on a gold standard. I mean, there was a lot of things going on. But America endured. The world endured. Right? And we became a better and stronger nation because of it. Now, I'm not going to say it was right. I'm not going to say that, there wasn't mixed feelings and heartache and death and tragedy. There wasn't families going through all kinds of deep depression, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, because it's been around for a long, long time. So my grandfather said to me, when this happens, remember who you are as an individual, who you are as a nation, and what doesn't kill you, this is my grandfather now, what doesn't kill you in the end will make you stronger and wiser. And I didn't quite understand that, because I was a young man when he told me that. But now looking back through everything that I've been through in my life, 2 wars on 2 different fronts, the different types of relationships that I've had along the way, both personal, as far as, marriage is concerned, and friendships, through the good and the bad times, we've been able to manage our lives. And in the end, now that I'm in my 50s, some of the people I had the most struggles with are still there for me. Sometimes we misconstrued what each other say or our approach. Sometimes we let our political innuendos get involved in things when they shouldn't. But I believe that in the end, we can soar to greater heights just as we've done, and we've come above this in the past. Today is a lot different than in my grandfather's time. We have mass media, the internet. We can connect to people in milliseconds. So with that type of information, sometimes people hype it up. They get people all discombobulated about which way they need to approach a certain situation and what's best for everyone. Sometimes we got to remember that. It's the things that we do in our everyday life that should be considered, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of mankind in general. Oftentimes we, in life, approach things from a personal point of view instead of a overall point of view. Sometimes we let our religious preferences and our political preferences become the major viewpoint of what decisions need to be made, and that is not right. We need to be more focused on, the scientific point of view, because it has its place. People in the religious sect, have to realize that you have to open your eyes, and as we grow as a human species, we need to have a better viewpoint of ourselves. Where have we come from and where are we going? We have advanced as a human species so much in the past 100 years. It's incredible. It really is. When you look back in history and you see what we were, come from a horse-pulled buggy, riding around with a horse, pulling a carriage, going up the Oregon Trail. Think about that, people going up over Donner's Pass in snowstorms and risking it all for a better life. Well, if you think about that, we're having our own snowstorm. Maybe it's not a physical snowstorm, but it definitely is an emotional snowstorm. So, my answer to approaching everything that's going on is this: a little more love and a lot less hate. Just because you don't believe in somebody else's viewpoint doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be negative to them and approach them in a hostile way. I think that change is made by people with good ethical viewpoints, ethical approaches. Ethical meaning, i.e., with good insight, with good character. Something that can be approached on all levels. Now, people say, well, I'm not educated that way. How do I know that? Well, there's a simple little thing that we're all born with. And that is We either can feel like we trust somebody or not. We can feel scared or not. It's by proofs of these things that we're shown, and with reason, that there will be a good outcome from it all. It's going to take a little time and a lot of patience and a lot of scientific approach to this to overcome a pandemic. And on the same token, it's going to take all of us to look at it in a more positive way. The fighting and the arguing and the gossiping and the hatred, the drinking, the drugs, on mass levels, the beating of children and wives, these things are being caused because of stress. Why did that come apart? Well, some people use other situations to bring out the good in them and the bad in them. These things happen because others didn't take the time to be there for them. We need to help one another. That's the bottom line. Jesus said the number one commandment for all of us to remember is to love one another. And I think that one principle, whether you're a religious person or not, is very important. Sometimes we have to humble ourselves. We all don't have the answers, but it doesn't mean that we can't find the answers. This world's been around for a long, long time. And if we can endure all the things we have in the past, guys, I'm sure that we can get over this too. It's going to take lots of time and patience that sometimes we don't think we have, and a lot more love. And you'll find in the end, you'll look back at these times and say, did it make us stronger as a nation, or did it make us weaker? And you'll find that we will become stronger as a world in a whole. I hope that you got some information from me today. I'm giving it as a simple approach to what's going on. I've been asked by many people to make a little short video on it, and I really don't like to get into any political viewpoints or religious viewpoints, only because sometimes you can stir the pot a little too much. Because there's always somebody that's going to have, a conflicting viewpoint on what you're saying. So I try to play on a level playing field when discussing this issue at hand. So I hope that I've helped some people to open up their minds and look at the different things that we can do to make these times that we're having right now. There's a lot of struggles. I know, guys. I realize what's going on. I'm right along with you. And some days it's sad. I sit here and I say, wow. I get all these questions and all these people asking me multiple different levels of questions. And they're searching for a quick answer to something that doesn't have a quick answer. Some people think it's a fake joke just to make money. I don't believe that. I believe that sometimes we get all wound up in our lives and we don't see what's going on around us. And it's a struggle between right and wrong, truth or lies. So be patient. I know it's hard. I know it's a tough time for everybody. Anything that we can do to reach out our hands with love and compassion will help us to get through this, guys. Anyway, I'm going to get off my tall horse for a while, but I just wanted to bring it to you guys. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Spray Can Coins. He sent me these couple of coins here, these rounds, as a gift. Pretty nice of him. I was looking at them today and I said, man, I forgot to even make a video. I feel kind of bad. You know, Spray Can Coins, he's a great guy. He's got a lot of love and compassion. He's a simple man. But one thing that I can say about him is he always looks on the brighter things. Even though, you know, he himself and his family may be going through some struggling times, which, like the rest of us in the boat, we need to find some, a little bit of happiness, bring a little bit of joy to people. And I think that, you know, it's these things that bring that little bit of happiness to us, and know that people really, you know, have a love and greater understanding to what it means to make somebody's day just a little brighter. And anyway, I just wanted to thank you, Spray Can, for these little tokens of appreciation and love. And I hope more people come out to your channel and view your channel. You have some great auctions and some great buys. And I'd like to give another shout out to my friend Can on Can Collectibles. You know, he's been a good friend. You know, he does a lot to try to encourage people, show compassion and love. But, you know, like everybody, you know, we all go through some struggling times, and we approach things in our own way. Now, some people will agree with us, and some people won't. But that's why we're here. We're here more for just coins, guys. You know, more than just coins. More than just, you know, trinkets or guitars or whatever, you know, gaming, or whatever we do, you know, to bring information to the mass media. We're here to try to help you too, give you a little guidance. You know, it doesn't mean that's what you do, but it's an option for you. You know, you can shout out to us and, you know, run stuff by us. We might not always have the answer right then when you ask it, but we'll search it out for you. We'll try to find the best possible answer to the questions that you bring to us. Anyway, God bless. Take care. Like, share, subscribe. And remember, it's better to give a little more love than a lot more hate into a world that's suffering from so much tragedies on so many fronts. Take care, guys. Reverend Bob's out of here.